and happy Waste. This is milk glass, I believe. Anyway, this is the kind of junk I find in my creek. So I'm going to repurpose it and see what we make out of it quick. All day today I've been breaking them in half. Not these, but just about every arrowhead I made today. I'm not saying it's a bad day. But we'll see how this pans out. One thing about this is it's very nasty as far as sharpness goes. This morning there was about 100 crows going across the sky. Not all in one flock, but most of them would fly in groups of maybe 7 or 10. I've never seen something like that, so I'm not really aware of what it's all about. They were going from the north to the south. I got some of it on footage. I think I'll post that at the end. Or maybe in the beginning, who knows. If I remember, I suppose. Alright, so here's where we're at. Now the real fun can begin. Can you hear me, Major Tom? That's the song that was playing. When I turn on my recorder, my music stops. I wish it would just keep on playing. Good to hear your voice and see your world from your perspective today. Thank you, Rhonda. Don't think I'm ignoring your messages. I'm not. Can you hear them floating in the tin can? Oh, in Rhonda, they played Green Man Alicia earlier. Thought of you right away because I know you're a Priest fan. For those of you that don't know, the song Green Man Alicia from Judas Priest is not a Judas Priest song. It was originally done by Fleetwood Mac. No bullshit. Last night, I got a text message telling me all about Rick Ocasek. Wow, what a bummer. That's like a big part of my childhood. Eddie Money as well. Eddie Money actually was a good friend of my mother-in-law. I never got to meet him, but very nice guy, she says. Only musicians I ever really met were Dave Mustaine, the Oak Ridge Boys, Grace Slick. She's a piece of work. Ted Nugent, he's a jerk off. Let's see who else. I was like this close to meeting Chuck Billy, and that got screwed. And that really bummed me out because Chuck Billy's a big deal to me, man. I grew up on Testament music. And no, Testament is not a Christian group. Chuck Billy was in a group called Testament. He's the lead singer. They're a band out of California. And I just grew up on Testament. It's always one of my favorite bands. And like I said, this close to meeting Chuck Billy. Interesting story. The place we were at is called Croc Rocks. It's in Allentown. Actually, a few bands I've been in, we played there. And, well, I went down to see Testament. And, let's see, I could not understand this, but this is weird. It was Death Angel, Testament, and then Anthrax. Why Testament opened for Anthrax is beyond me. Anthrax isn't a bad band. But give me a break, man. Testament is so much better. Anyways, Chuck Billy, he's about maybe 6'4", maybe taller. I'm not really sure. But the poor guy didn't fit on the stage. So if that wasn't enough to piss him off, the sound guy kept messing up the sound. And at some point, Chuck just said, you know, what's the problem, sound guy? And apparently he pissed off the sound guy, and the sound guy kept giving it back to him. Needless to say, that Testament ended up walking off the stage, and the rest of us were stuck listening to Anthrax for almost 2 hours straight. So there you go. I like the older Anthrax, I do, but I really left that way behind when they got bad. And got some news for some of you cat fans out there. I'm looking into adopting another one. He's an orange cat. He's a male. I'm assuming he's between 8 months to a year old. The woman who's been informing me about him, she's been feeding him and taking care of him. She says he's a real love bug. And she likes to ask questions, which is cute. Who's leaving the footprints on her car? Well, I think we know the answer to that one. But he will be going to a shelter first, simply because it's easier to have him fixed and checked at the shelter, and then when I come along to adopt, it generates more money into the shelter. They need it. I don't want to bring him home and introduce him to my cats if he has, like, oh, what the heck do they call it? There's HIV for cats, and there's a few other bugs that they can catch. It's just a very strange thing. I had taken Lucas to the vet one time because he was nearly dead simply by catching something from another cat, and I will not have that again. Nothing worse than coming home at 5 o'clock in the morning and finding your little buddy in the closet, curled up crying because he couldn't move. Never again. So I'm doing things the right way. But hopefully, if everything works out, we'll have a new member of the family. And hopefully new visitor to the basement. Sophie, yep, she's over there. She's sleeping. See her on the steps? Right there? Yeah. She's all tuckered out. She'll always be my number one. She's pulled me through a lot, and I do mean a lot. I think I'm just going to make a trade blank out of this and try to keep the video short. feeling some stomach cramps too, so it's time to put down the coffee and eat some food. Got a lot of mail to send out tomorrow morning. Then I gotta take one of my cars up to the garage and have an exhaust system put on it. And then I'll have another one ready in a week to go for inspection after I just got one of the other ones inspected. And that's why I really don't have time to work on stuff like my own personal stuff here. The project car is going to be taking up most of everything this winter. There's a gentleman down in Tennessee. Hopefully he subscribed. If he did, his name is James Brown. Now stop, I know what you're thinking. And no, that James Brown is gone, man. He did the casket tour for a year, and I'm sure he's buried by now. But anywho's, he's going to be doing a lot of help with the project, which is really helping me, because I know when I put that motor in the car, plug it in, the computer's going to work, the fuel injection's going to work. I'm just that confident. The man has got the greatest reputation on Facebook, and I like having confidence. Could I look for a cheaper way out? Yeah, I'm sure I could. But nothing's more disappointing than saving a couple bucks and not hearing your car run, and then trying to figure out why. Getting frustrated, yanking it apart, and getting rid of everything. Ain't happening. This new project car is going to be pretty wicked. Yeah, I said wicked. Or how they say it up there in Maine. Badass awesome. Yeah, that's wicked. No offense to my friends in Maine. Oh, and the other day I had said something about the 3-pound nodule of rainbow obsidian. My bad. I didn't realize it. I didn't read the fine print. I like spending money without looking. It wasn't like 3 or 4 rocks, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 24 pounds. It was pay by the pound. So I paid technically for 2 pounds, and I got a 3-pound rock. So the man actually did do me a favor, and I'm glad I didn't put his name out there, because he's actually got a very decent reputation as well. But it's funny how silly you can make yourself look. Yeah, reading fine print, that's something we should all learn. Yeah, I gotta try to keep up level with you guys. I keep forgetting about that. I apologize. No funny stories or bad stories to tell today. I can honestly tell you the only things that were going on was the business with the crows. I don't get that. There had to easily have been, they were all sporadic in the sky, but easily had to be close to 100 of them. Because I was trying to make heads or tails of what they were. And I know they weren't geese. They were crows. Crows have a distinctive voice, as do blue jays and catbirds, all little sparrows and such. I mean, I know crows run in groups together, but I've never in my 51 years seen that many crows. So if anyone knows what was going on, you could educate me. That'd be great. Alright, into a little stepping right here. Oh, we got some on that side too. Fantastic. Someone's sneaking up behind me. Are you awake? Where are you going? Get in here. How can you eat all that grass? It's not good for you. Stay right where you're at. No. No. I know what you're up to. She's such a sassy little girl. Don't you jump that fence. Don't you do it. Some of you people out there have been saying that you like to hear me talk in Lakota. Maybe one day I'll do the whole video in the language. I'm learning it. I do know enough to carry me through, but I'm certainly not fluent in it. I learned that language because I didn't see any point of learning my own language, because I simply have no one to talk to. Everybody here that's German Indian, such as myself, is they speak Dutch. I don't speak Dutch. Never got the hang of it. I mean, I know a little bit, but it's not even close. I know like a little bit of German. Ein, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, zehn. Aus. That's about it. I mean, I do know some more, but that's about the extent of what I can. Counting's a big challenge for Dave. Alright, I'm going to try to clear off some of this algae. And I finally passed along my very first tool I made to a young man, and I hope he learns it the same way I did. I'm going to make myself a new one eventually, if I ever find time. But just hope he finds it as useful as I did. Okay. Enough horse shit. Right? Right, Sophie? Yeah. And if you guys watch, don't be afraid to throw a comment in there. Please. Let me know that someone's viewing this. Almost gone. I would love to know what this was, because I find a lot of it. It's almost like as if it was tiles or something. And I pulled about maybe 2 buckets of this stuff out already. And some very odd green glass. And yeah, there we go. I made a beautiful little desert side notch out of it. This stuff works just as nice as this does. It's some of my best work, and I hardly had to do anything. God. Still cool though. Since I'm doing a little show and tell, I'll show you this one quick. Agate. I love this stuff. I'm still not good with a pressure flaker, but I'm working on it. I watch a lot of those Paleo Greenbird videos. Try to follow along and do what he does. There's some of the other guys on YouTube too as well. Jack Crafty, you're still king. Alright, I'm going to try to remove some of these steps. By removing them, I mean add more. God. It's enough steps for Rocky to run up the steps and yell Leo Adrian or whatever he does. Try something different here quick. Other than that, it's really coming along rather nicely. My spider friend is still hanging in there. She was in the web this morning when I got home. She looks good. Oh, she's out right now. Let me get a little bit of a view of her quick. She's busy. All the bugs flying around. Surprised she hasn't gotten herself a meal. Looks like she's fixing her web. Just hope she doesn't string me up and bring me up there. Oh my God. Glue. Been making stuff today. Yeah. Yeah. Step's gone. Well, it's really choppy. Yeah. Yeah. Where you going? Don't drink out of there. Good Lord, that stuff's nasty. All the clean water, and they still drink out of the faucet. Still drink out of the tub. Okay, we're about midpoint, and everything's starting to look really good. Don't run, B. It's alright. This weekend coming up, I'm hoping to be down in the Delaware, and I will be taking film this time. Going to hang out with my boy Dwayne. I know you're going to be watching this at work, so what's up, yo? My boy. Or whatever that means. But I did it. It's cool, I guess. Sophie. Get in here. Oh, you're so freaking bad. No, you don't need grass. I think you had your fill. It's starting to look green. Get in there. Ow. Ooh, that one was nasty. See, that's the reason for the duct tape. Although it didn't help. Yeah. This one's gonna be a bastard. I'll be right back. Alright, all better. Nurse Sophie fixed it up. I was gonna do one of those things like, oh, I was at the hospital, he took my finger, oh, psych. But that's the reason for the duct tape, because that happens a lot, and it's always this finger, always. So anybody learning indirect, be brave, but wear protection on that finger for sure. I remember watching a video from Jack Crafty one time. Spent about the first 10 minutes just wrapping his fingers with duct tape, and I thought, that doesn't make any sense. Well, once I started learning indirect, I started realizing why he did that. And if you do enough damage, you can really put yourself out of the game for a long time, or permanently, period. There's one guy on one of the web pages, somehow he managed to get a point down underneath his flesh. Destroyed his finger. It's all fun and games until someone steps on a squirrel. Right, Sophie? Yeah! Don't eat the bee. Do not eat bees. My little Sayigmu. Hanto Chinake Sayigmu. I love my little brown cat. Yeah. Okay. Who knows, maybe one day I'll even get Royce Gay to join me in a video. Royce is my, I can't call him little brother because he's probably about 6'5". He's about 5 foot wide and just nothing but pure muscle. But he's a good friend of mine out in South Dakota. He lives. He's a Lakota Indian, and I love listening to him talk, man. He's the one that got me into the language. I have got to use it a few times. Sophie. Be right back. She's so bad. She just does that. Just runs right past me as fast as she can go. Right around the side of the house. say the grass is not greener on the other side. Apparently it is for her. She loves grass. She'll eat it, man. I brought a couple clumps in one time, threw them on the floor. She sat there and ate them like food. They say it's a sign of sickness, but she's very healthy. She has no issues whatsoever. None. She gets her regular checkups and stuff. I know they don't have fleas. I know they don't have ticks. Some animals are just weird. I had a friend one time who had a small dog. The dog used to just sit and lick walls. Same guy used to have a pet skunk. Boy, that thing was cool. It's got to come off. It's almost gone on this side. But I got a lot of like steps. Try something different here. Ouch. Yeah, this stuff's really flaky versus some of the other stuff I was working. This must have been a Friday tile. Ah. Dagnabbit. Close. Try to get this step here. There's a step right there. I'm going to try to get it from this side here. Nope. Nope, Sophie went upstairs. Now her and Lucas are fighting. Well, it's not really fighting, it's playing. They make a lot of racket when they do that. Still kind of messed up. It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't work, we move on to the next piece. You gotta remember too, something like this you can't get frustrated, because there's a lot of room. There you go. Plenty of room. Turns out to be a bird point, it's a bird point. I let the rock do its thing. Sometimes it wants to be nothing but a pile of rubble on the floor. I'm okay with that. Sometimes it wants to be tumbling material. I'm okay with that. Sometimes it wants to get chucked in the woods and never come back. I'm okay with that. I'd say probably about 200, 300 years from now, someone's going to dig up this yard and they're going to be like, what in God's name? Sometimes this actually makes a much better flake. I should actually get a nice chunk of this plastic, is what I should do. And it hit something. It was in pretty good, but like I said, for the most part I don't really feel much, so you know when it goes in, that's about it. Looking good. And we still have a little bit of this here. And some odd reason this is just clinging on. There's like a little island right in here. So, here's where I go for it. If you don't like my method, it's simple. I'm learning from this. Okay? Like I said, I got plenty of this stuff. I just keep on moving. Some of you guys out there are like, well, you should be a little bit more. Well, yeah, I understand that, you know. I understand that. I really do. But like I said, to me, it's just practice. I'll know what not to do the next time. I'm not trying to be a smartass, not by any means. I know there's a lot of people out there that really know their stuff. And I'd like to take criticism just as much. I mean, I don't have an issue with that either. Alright, we just lost a corner. That's okay. Gone. I know I'm braiding too much, but got a little knot right there. See it? I want that gone. Oh, there's blood all over the freaking place. got Burger King coming too. Something to look forward to. Oh, there's that knot right there. Let's see if we can get rid of that before it becomes a problem. And we did. See it? See you later. Wait a minute. Oh, he had a roommate. You little prick. Ugh. Roommate's a weightlifter. See you later, jerk. Gone. Alright. Oh, talking about musicians too that I met. Not really a big deal, but that dude that sang for Firehouse, I think. I'm probably wrong. I don't even know. Guess who? I'm sure you know that band. American Woman, stay away from me. Anyway, the wife gave me a call one day and she says, "Hey, what are you doing?" I just got up, having a coffee. Why, what's up? She goes, "To guess who's up here? They're having breakfast at the table." And they were talking about replacing their guitar player. And they asked me if I knew anyone, and I said, "Yeah, you." So I went up there and had a little chit chat with the guys, and I told them, I said it wouldn't work. I said, because it's just not my interest in music. And you know, they were like, "Oh, you know, it's all cool, man." I forget who the guy was that was playing guitar from that time, but they wanted him gone. I just can't see traveling with the Guess Who. I guess it's an honor, I don't know. I'm just raised on metal. It's pretty much all I ever really played. There's a lot of us down here that play that. A lot of us. Played with some of the finest musicians in Lehigh Valley. And then I played with a lot of boneheads in Lehigh Valley as well. But I still love them. They may never know it. Alright, we're not really having any luck removing this. There's something going on with the glass in there. I tried. Got a little bit of a long hump here, so I'm going to try to get rid of that. Oh, I got that stupid song stuck in my head. You can run it, stay away from me. American woman, mama let me be. Don't come knocking around my door. Don't wanna see your face no more. There's more important things to do. Spend my paycheck on you. I don't really spend it on her, she takes it. Yeah, that's the American woman. Step by step, inch by inch. Lately, my new taste in music has been Gary Newman. If you know who Gary Newman is, we can be friends. And then maybe again you'll hide from me now. But Gary Newman had a hit single back in 1980, I believe it was, because it came out around the same time as Super Freak, Rick James. And it was called Cars. And if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's a great tune. But anyway, I just started listening to him recently, and it's kind of like, where have I been? It's like I listened to Floyd all my life, but I just recently started getting into that stuff, and I never heard the album Echoes until a couple weeks ago, and now I'm hooked on it. Never watched the movie The Wall. I finally completed it. All I gotta say is, you gotta be high. That ain't, no. It wasn't a horrible movie. Wasn't really hard to understand either. Break my bones. You think they'll put me in the firing line? Ooh, baby, is it just a waste of time? Yeah. And my dear friend Colleen over in England, you will soon be on the list to receive a gift from me, so hang in there. A promise is a promise. Don't forget, Colleen, I love you. Alright, we'll get a little bit out of whack here. It's time to get some serious gaming going on here. Ooh, baby. baby to me. Eddie, if you're out there watching, leave a comment. I know you watch. Low power mode. Alright, I think you know what? Go through what I can on this, and then just leave it as a trade blank. Trying to get rid of this island here. We could make it, we could break it. Very good. Was one happy hit. There's a nasty happy hit. The little freaking roommate just keeps popping up. Must have been living in the closet. He might be the third guy. I don't know. His neighbor. Freaking jerk. Well, his neighbor ain't looking over the hedges anymore. Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. We're already getting pretty thin here, too. I don't want to get too much thinner. Quite the waif. There's the neighbor, or not the neighbor. That's the third roommate. It's okay, because Dave's got a little trick he learned from Jack Crafty. Put your bonker on his head. Well, he left town. But that's okay, because right there, that's the rest of it. Like I said before, there's plenty of room. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment. Tell your friends all about this cool guy on YouTube and have them subscribe. And I'll try to keep the videos interesting. This is going to be set aside for a whole other project. When I get this small too, just so you know, it gets a lot easier. Alright. Wopila. Pilamay yayelo. Inepe waste. Sophie's gonna check all your girlfriends for you. Sophie's gonna keep you all cozy and warm. Sophie, do you think they'll try to break my bones?